Similar question for you, Coach. Was there a method to your madness at that point? Did you see the game slipping away when you got the tech?
Honestly, that was the dumbest technical foul that a coach could get in a tight game. And, as a first-year head coach, I got to control my emotions a little bit better. And, we all have our weaknesses, and I think that's mine. I got to do a better job at that. That was not my intentions, although it may look like that now. It was really ill-advised, and they're great refs. John's a great ref. I told him that at the time. I said, John, I would never, embarrass you in any way. I don't know what but it was stupid. It really was. And I tried to tell my players, because in spite of me, still play hard, still have a great attitude, and still keep playing hard because we're playing against. I'm telling you, I've watched a ton of tape on Stony Brook. I love what Steve does. I love the way he plays, how hard his kids play. They got every piece to the puzzle. And, we were fortunate enough to come out with a win today.
Patrick, just comment on 19 forced turnovers, 20 points off turnovers.
Our defense, I've been saying it since the beginning of February. I told you guys yesterday, January, we were 246. We were a very poor defensive team, and it showed. Our record indicates that as well. And I just knew once we got Tyler back and everybody started to understand our defense a little bit better, it was coming. It was starting to come up. We know our rotations. Our guys now trust each other. Somebody steps up, somebody's making a rotation. It's so important to get to this point. To make it to a championship game, you better defend. You better defend. And we got to do a better job on the glass. I mean, Tommy Britton is the player that you love to hate. And I love him. And I told him after the game, I go, I love you. I mean, you elbow, and not cheaply, but he just plays hard. He plays hard. And I appreciate him. There's not enough guys like that out there like him. But our defense got a lot better. And I think that's why we came out on top tonight. We've held teams other than Vermont in the last month under 65 points. And that's been our key to this run.
The waning possessions of the game when Stony Brook calls a timeout, about 30 seconds left, and they're trying to set up a play. You're in the defensive huddle. Who's your number one concern?
On Stony Brook?
Yes.
Well, there's so. Well, you got Dorr, you got Elamine, you got Chris Martin, who had a great game last night. And Britton is to me, he's like their point guard. He's got a ton of assists. But it's Elamine. I mean, he's the player of the year, and he earned it. I voted for him. He's a great player. And we had to step up and try to get the ball out of his hands, and I think we did a pretty good job of doing that.
Coach, if the seedings hold up, you're going to have to go up to Vermont in the championship game. What was your first in the regular season? What were your first impressions of Patrick, Jim, that atmosphere, and this Vermont team?
Vermont's a great team. Vermont's a great team. Marcus Blakely's a great player. He's won a ton of awards in this league. Right now I might just enjoy this one for a couple hours, and I'll worry about Vermont tomorrow.
For the past 5 or so months, you've been talking about focusing on getting your team to be playing their best basketball of the season right now. Are you guys playing your best basketball of the season right now?
We're close. We're close. I've used that analogy, the stone cutter. You tap the stone, one day it's going to break. And we're close. We still got room for growth, and that's what's scary. I think this team is still getting better. I don't know if this team knows how good it can be, and I'm going to try to get it out of them this week, headed into Saturday, hopefully a home game.
Coach, I know you've only had Corey for a year, but you certainly know about him and everything he's been through, this year, all the injuries kind of, just the wear and tear, wearing on him, coming off the bench, accepting that role, highs and lows. Just what can you say about him and the year that you've had with him?
It's been, it's been wild, to be honest with you. It's been wild. It's been a lot of fun. We have developed a special relationship. And when I got here, I met with him the most. During the year, I met with him the most. And he's an amazing kid. And to put a scorer like that on the bench for the last month and week here, and him not have a major ego about it, him not put up a major fight, he just wants to win. He wanted to win. He wanted to do whatever it takes to get to this championship game. And I think you've seen that. I mean, he played as good a defense as I've seen him play. You know, for Corey, I haven't seen him 3 years ago. I mean, I saw some tapes last year, but he played great defense today. He hit big shots, and he had the courage out there to not worry about fouling. And I think that's important. These kids today, they think about that stuff. If I miss this shot, if I turn the ball over here, if I you know, he doesn't care what he looks like anymore. And I think that's what's made him such a good player down the stretch here.
Any other questions for the coach?
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.